Slavery, a term that conjures images of some of the darkest practices in human history, stripping a human being of their freedom and their dignity in the name of greed and profit.
People don't feel that slavery actually still exists. However, we know differently that people are being forced to do unspeakable acts for profit. It's plain to see that slavery hasn't ended. It's just evolved into something completely different.
Right now, it's estimated that there are over 40 million victims of modern-day slavery. 1 in every 4 victims are children. Whether it's domestic servitude, forced labor, or sexual exploitation, traffickers treat people like commodities and transport them all over the world to be used or to be sold for profit.
Many of the girls have been trafficked into brothels, into commercial sex work. But recently we had 3 little siblings, ages 5, 7 and 8, were actually sold to a couple of older women who used them then in a big city to engage in forced begging. And they would push these small children out amongst traffic, in the market to try and beg for money. Women who were looking after them, I might say, were really just giving them a little bit of rice and barely enough to exist on.
It's clear that slavery affects the lives of millions across the world, and it needs to be eradicated. So, in 2008, a team of people founded Hope for Justice to do just that.
We can't stop at raising awareness. We must actually set people free. We must rescue trafficked victims. We must get to grips with this problem of slavery.
Hope for Justice has built a professional and transformational response to the issue of modern-day slavery. Wherever slavery exists, Hope for Justice is committed to ending it once and for all. And this is how we are doing it. One of the most effective ways to eradicate modern slavery is through prevention. Through community-led programs, we equip and empower the most vulnerable so they can protect themselves and their families against the traffickers.
And we are proud to say that the children themselves are part and parcel of this process. We also hold community dialogue, where the community comes in and we talk about these issues and find community-owned solutions on how to prevent human trafficking. How do we stop abuse and exploitation within our own community? We let the community lead.
Specialist teams identify victims of sex trafficking, forced labor, and domestic servitude through investigative and community outreach work. We work alongside the police and other agencies to build bridges of trust that help people find their freedom and get them the support they need.
Rescue isn't an event, it's a process. It's where rebuilding lives begins, and our third strategy comes into effect: restore. For children, we have aftercare facilities where we provide trauma-informed care for immediate crisis interventions. For adults, we provide holistic support and individual advocacy tailored to the individual and their needs. We support survivors to access their legal rights and entitlements, overcome barriers, and navigate complex systems. We stand alongside survivors of human trafficking as they walk the path to freedom and independence.
The final stage to abolishing slavery for good in our world depends on the world around us. Reforming society to actively fight against those who wish to exploit others and protect those who are vulnerable to traffickers.
We are meeting with government entities all around the world to help nations improve their legislation surrounding modern slavery and exploitation. Not only that, we also established Slave Free Alliance. Slave Free Alliance works with businesses to uncover and quickly resolve potential exploitation occurring in their supply chains. As for the rest of society, Hope for Justice continues to raise awareness and train people to spot the signs of modern slavery. As well as training, we utilise social media platforms to inform the public and empower them to make a difference in their communities.
With all these proven strategies working together, we will see the end to this tragedy. We will continue to see parents reunited with their loved ones, children given the right to grow up in a safe and nurturing environment, and men and women restored to have hope for their future. Our team here at Hope for Justice are changing lives every day. Our advocates and social workers use the wealth of experience to guide our survivors along every step of their journey towards restoration. Our trainers and program staff spend time directly engaging with communities to make a real difference. Our partnerships and communications teams who constantly innovate and refine the way in which we engage and inform our wider society. Every single one of them working together to see a world free from modern-day slavery and put human trafficking in the history books where it belongs.